Get ready for the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
This is the Know Nothing Show with Steve and Eric.
We were just talking about things not going right, like our intro. It is the Know Nothing Show. Steve Benz, Eric Black. We have now gone legit, as they say. They have checked our IDs. We are over 21. We're going now 2 hours, 20 stations nationwide. Welcome aboard, everybody. Eric, what's going on, my friend?
I tell you, you know what? We're just hanging out. I think we need to do a 3-hour show.
We just got past the first hour.
We still got okay. Well, okay. We should probably stick to 2 then.
Yeah, to start with.
Okay.
I don't know. We could go 4. I don't think people could handle 4 hours of us.
I don't think so. I think that's probably something where I don't know. I don't think I want to be privy to that situation.
Now, I will say we could go 3 hours live if we were on the road. If we did a remote thing in someone's backyard or in bar, tavern.
So we could call the tour the backyard tour.
That wouldn't be too bad. And then people would have to bring us snacks and things of that sort. I think that would be good.
Okay with snacks. Snacks are nice.
They're real nice, real nice. So we had a good show last week. Got a lot of commentary about it. Now, so some of the subjects that we're going to talk about today. Okay, I'm just going to throw it at you.
Mm-hmm.
And give me your expression. We want to see expressions on your face.
Oh, geez.
Okay, we've got GQ Citizen of the Year. Sexiest Man Alive. What? Some ESPN news.
Ooh.
Papa John's news.
DJ. Okay.
Something about morality right there.
Whoa.
What are we doing?
Whoa.
Something about Pandora as well. But I have to start with something that is part of our media. Our exposure here.
Ooh, easy.
Now, a lot of here in Chicago, it's a media juggernaut. We are really the second city. We're not New York. We think we're New York, but we're not.
Mm-hmm.
We think we're cool like Los Angeles, and we're not. And of course, then you're in Nashville. So right there eliminates all of it.
Well, sure. Yeah, that's fair.
Now, here is what happened, was just posted in the Chicago Tribune yesterday. Eric Muller, better known as Mancow, he has been on radio 20 some odd years now.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep.
He's been in Chicago on and off a couple of different stints. He's been a conservative, which is interesting, and he's been a shock jock. I'm not sure how you do both, but he did. So a report came out yesterday, a station that he's here, and I won't say what station it is because I really don't care, that they just have a new president of the company that just joined in. Now, it's an executive that he worked for 10 years ago, and if you've been in media, you've jumped around.
10 years ago is when this happened, just to clarify. Yeah.
Kind of like the countdown that I screwed up. 10 years.
10, 9, 2, 1. What?
It fits. All right. So this is the heart of the discussion. So he is suing his new boss for stress. And, that he wasn't able to sleep and all this other stuff from 10 years ago.
Right.
Okay, so he's going, I'm suing you for 2008.
Yeah. I feel like Jerry, the station manager here, may just laugh in our face if we did that.
Now, I want to know, how do we go about, frankly, I would like to sue this retail store that I worked for back in Los Angeles for stress.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can no longer eat cheese nips because of that.
Not clothed anyway. Yeah, I've actually seen you eat them, and it's weird.
It's not pretty.
Yeah.
Now, I bring this up about the suing. It is so millennial, but he's not a millennial because he's been around. So he's in his late 40s, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there was the top talent here in Chicago. They were just put into the Radio Hall of Fame. They were like number 1 or number 2 or whatever here in Chicago for like 20 years.
Right.
Okay. So the co-host left 8 months ago saying that there was too much stress from the host of the show. So that means like you left the show in protest because I was giving you too much stress during the morning broadcast.
Completely understand that. I completely get that.
Her complaint was that, her segments, he would talk all over her segments.
Weird. That is weird. You would never do that.
Now, let me add to that particular story so you can respond to it. So they had just signed a brand new freaking monster deal, the two here, where he was making 1.4 million. She's only making 600,000 because he produces he literally does everything on the show.
She's only making 600,000. Only.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the rumor, 600. And a couple times she made $1 million, based on ratings and stuff. Okay, so that's fine. So she left in protest and no one really knew what that was all about. So maybe 2 months ago, they actually fired her and said, you're out. But her contract was done in December anyway. Okay, so it sounded like, holding out for more money. I'm going to sue because of stress. And here we have another Chicago media guy suing for stress.
Why are we not? What do we need to call a lawyer? Should we be? Is this a bandwagon we need to jump on?
I think so.
Okay.
I think that's my point, my friend. We need to be suing these 20 stations that are running our show.
Right.
That they're not running it well enough.
I can already hear legal coming to us right now. They're accidentally listening to the show and they're like, oh my gosh. We're going to get phone calls, emails. People might even actually show up to the station and ask us what we were talking about. Why would you say that on air?
Okay.
And clearly they've never heard the Know Nothing show.
So we need some attorneys that you don't have to be a fan of the show. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be a fan. Okay. Let's be clear.
It's probably better that you don't like the show, actually.
It's even better. Do you hate the show? We need you.
We need you.
We need like one of those Peter Francis Geraci. Do you guys have that in Nashville? That guy?
Nope.
That is the bankruptcy attorney. Goes, hey, chapter 13. Call us. You too can get out of debt. That's the guy that we need.
So he's a Stallone impersonator?
Dude, that was a pretty good Stallone. It's pretty good.
Decided. Okay.
So we need to get our sorry white asses, and I don't mean that racistly, as a racist.
Mine's not white.
We need to take our candy white asses to Los Angeles so we could sue everybody.
Like white chocolate? Is that what you're?
That's what we are.
Ooh.
We're creamy. Got some nuts in us. Yeah. Like it. I do. So do you have any thoughts? Now, me having a lot of years in media, I'm just like, what? Since when can you sue your employer from 10 years ago?
Well, and that's my confusion is one, all of the stuff that we've talked about on the last 3 shows have happened 10 plus years ago.
Yep.
10 plus years ago. How are you able to even consider suing anybody or any type of legal action after that amount of time? I understand that you want to try to get into the media. You want to try to make sure that your voice is heard. I get that. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But you're expecting legal action. And maybe I'm wrong, but I don't agree. I don't understand how there's any legal action you can take at this particular situation. And second, how about you pull up your skirt and be a big boy? How about that? How about you just suck it up and stop whining? How about that? Just stop whining.
Do your job, get some ratings, and shut the hell up.
Just do it. You have one job. That's all you do. You work for 4 hours a day. 4 of them.
Look, it's stressful. Okay.
Holy cow.
You're under contract. Okay. So if they fire you, they have to pay off your contract. Let's just remind everybody that. Unlike you and I, okay, we don't have that kind of deal.
Yeah. Well, one of us doesn't.
Well, I'm not saying who.
I'm not either.
But with that, we just need some. So if anybody knows an ambulance chasing type attorney, we need to talk to them.
Yeah. ASAP, which is short for as soon as possible for those of you.
Because I think we need to be telling about harassment. Okay. Because if you're harassing me on Facebook or Twitter, right there.
You know, honestly, I'm kind of sick of HR harassing me. That's really what I'm sick of. So sick and tired of it every single day. Mr. Black, you can't do that either. I'm like, but I did it. Clearly I can do it, and I'll probably do it again. You can't tell me I can't do something that I've already done. That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Yes. Like, Mr. Black, you need to fill out for your benefits. Hold on.
Yeah.
That's enough emails. Okay.
Yeah. I don't need 35 emails telling me the same thing. That's a waste of emails, people. You know, there are email trees somewhere that are dying because you have to send 35 emails.
Got that right. Damn you people. Damn.
Not bitter. It's fine.
Don't make me pull out my damn you font.
That's not what I thought you were going to say. We need to save this for after hours, Steven.
I just look, nobody calls me Steven but my mother. Okay.
And apparently me, because again, I just did that, so that actually happened. Yeah, that was real time.
I'm like a candy ass whooping.
I do like white chocolate.
Over there.
I don't believe you. That's the thing. I don't actually believe what you're. See, you're in the media, and I don't believe the media. So you can tell me all day long you're going to come over here, but I don't believe you.
Do not make me tweet out to you that I'm going to kick your ass and hashtag it.
All right, Trump. All right, calm down. Calm down.
Look, it works. Okay.
Well,
it got those 3 clowns from UCLA out of China.
That's actually true. That's a weird situation. Like, not them going there and doing what they did, but how they're getting out of it is incredibly weird.
They did admit, although we weren't even going to talk about this, they did admit at a press conference, yes, we stole in the communist country.
That's the dumbest thing you can do in a communist country.
So they're going, look, we're 3 privileged kids going to UCLA. It's not like I don't have a black Amex card to pay the $100 for the glasses.
Right.
But damn, they were Chinese.
That's true.
I had to have them.
Yeah.
I would have just said, so what brand was it? Ray-Ban.
Ray-Ban. Which you could have got here on the streets of New York City.
Look, those are Korean made, not Chinese made.
How do we know which one's which?
I have no idea, because they were in China.
Well, that's probably a good start. Yeah. All right.
Maybe they were Ray-Bans that said that they were imported from the USA. Made them worth more. Right there.
Or less.
Yeah. So with that, I guess they've been suspended indefinitely. They better be suspended at least 10 games. At least.
Well, yeah, or an entire season. I mean, that would justify that.
Which they should do, but they won't, because they have a chance to win it all.
Yep. And that's the unfortunate side of sports, whether it's college, it doesn't matter where you're at, even the lower, like Pee Wee leagues. Yeah. There's stuff like that happening, which is very weird, but it happens all the time in America, or in this case, China, whatever.
Or the countries of sewers. I mean sewers. It doesn't make sense.
Okay. Well, that's why we don't do drugs, kids.
I was going down the right road.
No, nothing cares.
I fumbled right there. I did.
That's true.
Now, we were going to jump around a little bit, but I got a text from somebody about the sexiest man. So let's talk about the sexiest man thing in the first segment. Okay.
You're talking to him right now. What you got for me, buddy? Yeah, that happened. You can go ahead and,
wow. I just threw up just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate for you. All over my heart.
Yeah.
What?
So the sexiest man is Blake Shelton.
What?
Yeah. Country boy Blake Shelton, who I guess is like 8 feet tall, someone said.
Are people not sober when they're voting on this stuff? What's happening right now?
I don't get it. Is it because of his girlfriend?
Well,
and I'd like to point out she had her nose done, her chin done too, okay? So she didn't look like that 10 years ago.
matter of fact, she's actually an android. She's been completely redone. No one knows what she looks like.
That's true. That's true. If you think about her solo work, she sounds completely different. It's like, wait a second, kind of like Madonna stuff. It's like, wait a second, that doesn't sound like her.
Not you.
But Blake Shelton, which is you. You are really Blake Shelton.
I am. Yeah, that's a sad day for me. Unfortunately, I am now Blake Shelton. So I'm going to go ahead and go to that corner over there and I'm going to cry. Does that suck?
So we need to do a vote for us. Who's the sexiest host?
Well, shouldn't we wait for our 2020 campaign for that? Or we want to start that early? Because, I mean, we still got them.
We got to start it sometime.
Well, I know, but our trend is 2 years. We'll start it in
start running 2 years before. Isn't that when the Iowa caucuses are?
Maybe.
Aren't they like next year?
Well, probably.
Who lives in Iowa, and why would they vote first? Why would we care what the Iowa caucuses are? And what are they?
I don't know. You know, I used to live in Iowa, and everybody was so gung ho about Iowa, and I'm like, you clearly have never been here.
Yeah.
If you have ever driven or stopped for any amount of time in Iowa, I'm so sorry for you.
With that, how do you get voted the sexiest man? Can we get nominated for that? Is it possible?
And I'm kind of curious too. Literally, were these people drunk? Because I mean, ladies, tell me I'm wrong, but how Blake Shelton? Really? How do you do that? How is that even? I mean, maybe cute-ish. I don't know. He's not. I can't say sexiest man. There are many other men before him. I didn't think
who could have been. Who this year would have been the sexiest man?
Not Blake Shelton. I'll tell you that. That doesn't work for me at all. That is not. I'm not going to Google that. That's not even worth the Google late at night.
Unless it was, I think, The Rock. Yeah. He was in a lot of really bad movies last year. So
yeah, but he was in a lot of movies. So that's okay.
Yeah. So I guess that's okay. I guess.
I don't know. That just seems weird. I don't know if it's.
You don't have the sexiest woman. I think it's just the sexiest guy, right?
Because it'd be sexist if it was the other way.
Oh yeah, because it's unlike us to do anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
that's weird.
Sexiest was it? I think it's People Magazine, right? I think it's People Magazine.
Yep.
Which has been done since the 80s, 82, 81. I'm sure someone will look that up.
80 something, 80 early something.
Yeah. So I wonder who. So whoever's listening, who post up who the first sexiest man was. Then we can compare. Because maybe Blake is. I mean, he dropped like 40 pounds. Got divorced. Right.
Well, he dropped more than that then. Maybe like 200 pounds if he got divorced.
Sang about his truck and his dog.
Now he's got more to write about. Nice.
Yeah. Was he married to Miranda Lambert? Is that right?
Yep.
And they had a couple of songs. And she hated her and her hated she. All that kind of stuff. See, that's good stuff you can write about.
You've heard it then.
Yeah. Metal songs do that? Do you guys talk about love affairs and metal?
We do. It just ends up with someone dying in the end violently somehow. I don't know. It's metal.
That's good.
Starts off decent.
I like it.
Yeah, it just starts off decent, then it just goes crazy.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. But I do see that you could be, maybe, we could be the sexiest couple alive.
Ooh, you know what? I didn't even think about that category.
That could be new.
I like, how do we make that a nomination? How do we do that?
I have,
Or did we just do that?
I think we did.
Okay.
I think someone needs to make a Twitter feed for that or a Facebook page.
Hashtag something. YouTube channel.
Well,
whatever.
These two. Since we got transgender and everything going on, we've got boys that can play girl sports.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not really. They won't let that. But girls can play boy sports. I think that'd be okay. I think we could be the sexiest couple alive.
Let me just say something too. Notice that there are no dudes saying, "Oh, why won't you let me play in the girls' league?" No dudes. No dudes. It's only the whiners. It's the chicks. It's only the whiners. That's all I'm saying. That is it. That's all I'm saying, people.
And it's usually the chicks with really deep voices. I'm just saying.
Bulges.
Just an observation.
Bulges. Yeah.
I've got my earbuds in, and if her voice is deeper than mine,
yeah,
I have to stop.
Yeah,
I do.
That
we have to discuss it then.
Swipe that one on Tinder. Just go ahead and swipe it.
Right.
Next. Yeah.
If you guys want to join in on this show, you can drop us a line. Go ahead. We're up on Facebook Live or Twitter. Do what you got to do. So we're going up against our first break. But when we come back, we're going to talk about a little NFL stuff that's going on and someone being the citizen of the year. So stay tuned when we come back. Do not move. You are listening to the Know Nothing Show. That commercial cracks me up.
Wow.
One of the funnier ones out there is the Know Nothing Show. 2 get to quit. 2 hours of fun, 2 scoops of delicious radio. Steve Benz, Eric Black. What's going on?
Oh my goodness. That's pretty good stuff. You know, on that note, you know, we said that we are going to stop talking about the NFL, but we can't. It keeps getting weirder and weirder, and those two aren't not words. Weirder is not a word, but that's the only phrase that I can say right now. So it's all over the news. It has been. We talked about this earlier, Steve. It's been talked about for over a year now.
Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick has been kind of exiled from the NFL. Not kind of. He actually has been exiled from the NFL. No one wants to hire him. All because he knelt down during the national anthem to protest. Different. I've heard different things, but nothing from him. Nothing from him. Now he's filed a grievance against the NFL, saying that basically all of the owners have cahooted against him to not have him on their team, or better yet, as we've discussed, in their business, in their company, they've decided that he is not hireable at the moment. There's so many directions that you can go on this, depending on your beliefs, depending on where you sit in society, and depending on what color of the skin that you wear is. There's so many different ways that you can go with this. Now
we should give a little background on him, as we talk about. He is a child of a mixed race, right?
Yeah.
He was given up for adoption. He still talks to his natural mother, was brought up by a white couple. So he was brought up in although not the right word, but a privileged white neighborhood. Okay.
Sure.
Would you agree with that?
Yep.
Would you say he didn't have a fro until this last year? Do you agree with that?
It does seem like it, for lack of better words, popped up within the past. I didn't actually mean to do that. That worked out better than I could have thought. But yeah, it seems like it popped up within the last year or so.
Okay. So I'm just saying with that. Okay. And on top of that, he was just GQ's Citizen of the Year.
So
caused more issues.
Here's the thing. I really want to hire his PR company. really bad. They are just amazing. They are rocking this whole situation. And I don't know how he's affording them, but whatever he's paying them, he needs to double it because they are making things. This is a fantastic, fantastic PR firm, whoever it is.
Yeah, I agree.
But to get back to the story,
so he's the man of the year, as we're talking about this, for something that he did a year ago.
A year ago, yeah.
Okay, let's be clear about that. So, and the basis of some of that is he said it was based on oppression of people of color.
Right.
Police brutality.
Sure.
I had quite a few LAPD friends, and in every squad car is 2 people of color. So I didn't see any of that.
Yeah.
At the time. And here's a crazy thing. I actually grew up, my mom was oppressed, which people don't know. You know, my mom is half Filipino. Looks it. I sat there as a kid as people call her Jap.
Right. Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
And, I didn't know what that was.
Right.
What does that mean? People wouldn't talk to my mother. They would talk to the kids. So explain that one to me.
Right.
I'm like sitting next to my mother going, why aren't they talking to you, Mom? You're standing right next to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're like, going, you don't know what you're talking about, Steve. Yes, I do.
Kind of. Yeah. I have a radio show, so obviously I know what I'm talking about.
That's right. And my microphone is bigger than yours.
That's right.
But digress. Move on, my friend. So keep going on with Colin Kaepernick. Your thoughts on that?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know what to think about that. I don't know that and again, I completely agree with what he's standing up for. I just think it was the wrong.
What does he stand up for?
Football.
We know.
Stand up when he goes and plays football. I mean, you're getting a stupid amount of money. I'd stand up too. But that's the thing. We don't know. We have no idea what he's actually standing for. We've heard rumors. We've heard things about speculation on what he's standing for. But Colin, what are you standing for, buddy? What are you actually standing for? No one has heard from you. No one you haven't come out and said anything. So,
and you got people saying, "Oh, look at all the money that he's donating." You know how much money those guys make? Okay.
Yeah.
So you put that aside, and then he got a book deal. Hello, got a book deal.
A book deal, ladies and gentlemen.
So the big thing was he was donating $1 million. Thank God for that. Okay. Thank God for him like that. And the rapper guy here in Chicago donating $1 million. That's great. But then if he gets to write a book for $1 million.
Yeah, he gets all that back.
So my issue is what you just said. Come out and talk to us.
Right.
Let me ask you a question.
Right. Or several questions, because I think we all have several questions. No matter what side of the fence you're on this particular situation. I got a friend that's commenting on this show right now. And I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. There's so many different ways you could go on, but without him actually coming out and saying, okay, let me just lay it out. Let me just show you what's going on. Let me just tell you what's going on. And it doesn't even, this show, Ellen, it doesn't matter. Dr. freaking Phil, who cares?
You just put us with Ellen? Really?
Yeah. Look, it's ratings week. Okay. We need everything we can.
Because we're lesbians?
Yeah.
We're lesbians?
We were. Yeah. The other night.
Now, I brought up a couple weeks ago. So where you're talking about, we're both demanding that he come out and talk to somebody.
Right.
Now, we both agree you're a millennial and he's a millennial, is he not? He's 30.
We begrudgingly agree.
Yeah.
But yes.
How do millennials communicate? Social media, do they not?
It's true. Yep.
So why isn't he using social media to tell us what his platform is?
Right.
I've heard nothing from him. There's nothing out there other than his website that no one's going to.
Right. And I got a comment on this. I got a friend, James, he's commenting on the show. He said, it definitely is better than half the quarterbacks playing right now. I completely disagree. He hasn't played in over a year. I disagree wholeheartedly that he is. There's no possible way that he's better than any of the quarterbacks out there. He hasn't been in training. He's been training himself physically, but he hasn't been in NFL training. He hasn't done any of that stuff for over a year. I disagree with that.
Yeah. And he did have an opportunity. Ray Lewis, if you guys know who that is, he's going to be a Hall of Famer, probably one of the greatest linebackers of all time.
Probably.
Like age of Dick Butkus, not like Brian Urlacher here in Chicago. When he tackled people, he put a pillow underneath you because he didn't hit anybody hard.
Right.
But Ray Lewis was trying to help Colin join the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
And then Colin's girlfriend put out a picture of some sort that insulted Ray Lewis.
Right.
Okay. It's like, come on. Sometimes you're your own worst enemy.
Yeah. And I'm all for Colin is a great guy. He's a great quarterback. He will be when he gets back into it. He will be back.
He does. If you have a bigger calling, why does he have to play football?
Well, and that's the thing. He's gonna, first of all, he's got to come out and say what's going on. Yep. We're all wondering. It's been over a year. What's the problem? What's the holdup? Why is everybody seemingly against you? What's the problem here? It's not what everybody thinks the problem is. There's something else going on, and he needs to come out. He needs to start talking about it, and we all need to just figure this crap out. And this is not just Colin. This is everybody right now. Stop communicating on social freaking media and hang out with somebody. Go have coffee. Go have tea. Go get smashed. Whatever. Just be with somebody. Stop social media. Social media is stupid. Thank you.
Okay, I see a comment out there from one of those. They're saying they're putting Colin Kaepernick with Muhammad Ali. Are you out of your effing mind? What Muhammad Ali had to do and the oppression. Think of the 60s. Colin has everything available to him. Okay. Muhammad Ali had to come out and talk. Why? Because no one was going to talk to him.
Right.
Okay? He got thrown into prison because he refused the draft.
Right.
Colin Kaepernick is not being drafted. Colin Kaepernick is pretty well off regardless. Those are not the same. Those aren't even close to that. Right. And I think anybody that was a big Muhammad Ali or part of that group would be embarrassed by that. Okay.
Yeah.
They would be. Muhammad Ali is looked at like one of the greatest people of all time and had nothing to do with fighting. And I say, Colin, if your calling is that, come out and tell us. You know, sometimes there's something better than sports. And if it is, great, but come out, tweet. Why don't you tweet to us? How about that?
Yeah. Yeah. Something.
I just want to ask a question. Give me your platform. I don't want to read the platform. Okay. I don't want it on a freaking app.
Right.
I want you to sit in front of all those Cuban reporters when you told the world you believed in Fidel Castro.
Remember that, buddy? Remember that?
For all of you like, oh, Colin's the greatest. Okay? The greatest. He came out in an oppression press conference and said, I love Fidel Castro. Who oppressed? I don't know. Cubans, a country for how many decades?
Yeah.
There'd be that. So let's not forget about that one. So we've got Floridians and Cuban Americans that would burn down Miami and Jacksonville if he got a job there. Would they not?
Yeah.
I know some Cuban Americans are like going, we'll protest right away the second we see him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then what? But at least you have to be available for all of us to ask questions.
Yeah, we're just curious, man. We just want to talk. We just want to talk.
Like, even if he came on this show, I'd be like, dude, just tell me. I wanna understand so we can have a conversation, because everything is dealt with in conversation.
Well, it simply needs to be worked out. I mean, he's too good of a quarterback. He's too good of a person. He gives a ton of money away.
Yep.
Fantastic. But we need to move past this. We need to figure out how to fix this. We need to figure out, or at least attempt to fix it, whatever the problem is. We don't actually know. And then we need to just move on. I mean, it's something that if you don't, you know why you're mad at me.
Yeah.
No, you didn't tell me, and I have no clue. Are you a woman? Because that's what it seems to me. You don't tell me why you're mad, and you expect me to know. I'm not. That's not how I roll. I don't know. You have to tell me.
For those are going, he's raising money. There's a lot of people raising money that we don't know about.
We're raising money.
Okay.
No
one knows that I sit there and I go to, when I was in Los Angeles and still here, I go to a homeless shelter every weekend. And I have been every holiday for years.
And that's not because he lives in one anymore. That's because he likes to give back.
It's good soup. That's all I'm saying. It's really good soup.
It is.
But we don't pay attention to the little things. Okay. But if you're going to be a celebrity, and Colin is a celebrity, would he not? I mean, if you're on that kind of platform where 1 billion people can watch you, you are on that type of platform. If he called a press conference, there would be 100 reporters there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You'd have to turn away reporters because there wasn't enough room.
In the last press conference that he had a Fidel Castro t-shirt on. I think that says more than enough.
It's a problem that needs to be dealt with. And again, people, it's not just Colin. It is an entire world. If I shrink that down, an entire country that needs to figure out what's happening right now. We need to talk. We need to sit down. We need to have discussions with each other. We need to get rid of our pride. We need to get rid of all of this crap that keeps getting in the way. We need to have a freaking conversation. Just sit down and talk to somebody. That's it.
Yep. And even talking about the protests, I think for the NFL specifically, I don't think the players understand the reaction from Middle America and the flag. Okay.
Right.
So obviously the two sides need to talk about it and why people don't like that and believe that you're taking a shot at the military.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that makes sense. I mean, like me, if like I was going to talk to my father is completely disgusted by that. That's a completely different generation.
Right.
Okay. So we can learn something by having open conversation.
Well, and the other thing too is the mindset of somebody on the East Coast and the West Coast is completely different than Middle America, generally speaking.
Yep.
It's a completely different viewpoint. I mean, both Steve and I we've lived in LA, we've experienced LA. It is completely different than the Midwest, than Middle America in general. It's a different mindset, man. It's totally, I don't know, but you got to understand too that that's where all of our media is. That's where you're getting fed your information is from those bias outlets.
Yep.
On both sides. That's where you're getting all of your information from. And that's not good. That's not good media. That's not media at all. That's actually a lie. That's a complete one-sided. You're not getting the full picture, is what I'm saying. Yep. So thanks for tuning into the Know Nothing Show, where we give you the entire picture. We
give you both sides, because you and I, we have a lot of heated arguments or discussions, not arguments.
Yeah,
that's the key to all conversation. Why are you getting mad with someone's opinion?
It's their opinion.
I just want to hear it. I want to absorb it so then I can ask a question, because I don't see the picture the same way you see the picture.
And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I am friends with a lot of different people that believe the complete opposite of me. You know what I do? I don't talk about that crap. I find something else that we can have in common, and I talk to them about that, because that's the little piece of them that I like. But, you know, it's but it's something that you have to do. I don't mind hanging around people. But if you're going to be one-sided about it, if you have your opinion and mine's wrong, you're not going to last long in my life. That's just how that's going to be.
And unfortunately, most people are like that.
Yeah.
It's my opinion. My opinion is right. So I don't like you. I'm going to block you on Twitter and on Facebook and Instagram and all that because I don't agree with you.
And if that's the case, you should just go ahead and do that right now and just get it taken care of while you're listening to the show. Just do that. Get rid of us, unfollow, unfriend, whatever it is you got to do to not be in our life anymore. Go do that right now and just completely go away, because you're not going to do well.
Yeah. And that's fine. You know, if that's who you are, I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
I have more people that get mad at me because I don't want to debate some of the issues. I'm like, well, that's great. You know, I'm glad that you can defend, or I not even defend. You can tell me all about your thoughts. You can't defend it, but I'm glad to know that you just told me all about it.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, are we going to have a discussion? I'm like, nah, I don't need to have a discussion because I already know what your thoughts are. So I don't have the time for that.
Yeah.
So
and that's fine. You know, that's fine. Now, here, I was thinking about this question this week that I had. It popped up in my head, and every now and again, I'll find something in my mind that's worth talking about. This is one of those things that kind of, I was like, wow, did that come out of my head? And it did. It did. I don't know how, but it did. So the question is it a moral responsibility to disobey unjust laws? And on that same note, what actually justifies an unjust law? Like, how do you define that? I don't know. I don't know.
That's pretty deep. Might need to go to a break.
Go to break. Yeah. So I'll leave you guys with that. If you want to comment on Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff right now, we'll talk about it when we come back.
Well, ask the question again, and then we'll go to break.
Is it a moral responsibility to disobey unjust laws, and what justifies an unjust law? Simple as that. Yeah.
Stay tuned for more. We've got more Know Nothing coming up right after this. Law. More Know Nothing coming your way. Steve and Eric. 2 dudes, 2 mics, 2 locations, and 2 hours. 2 legit to quit. Lord knows they've tried to get us to quit. We just won't leave. Because I lock myself inside. You can't make me run. You can't make it out of here. All right, so we are back. It's a Know Nothing show. Eric, you had yourself. That was a great question. Tell us again what your question is, because I think it's really insightful. It's how do you view the world? I think will determine what your answer is to your question. So if you can recap that.
Yeah, and there's no wrong answer. I'm actually curious as to what any answer would be to this question. Is it a moral responsibility to disobey unjust laws? And the secondary question, what justifies an unjust law?
Right. And morality. Whose morality is it? Yours versus mine.
Right.
So that just adds into it.
Or mine versus the country, or however that may turn out for you. Yeah.
That's a good one. That's really good because, God, morality alone is something that no one wants to touch. Your morality.
Right.
It's, God, I guess you'd almost have to pick out a law and go, is it just or unjust? And that alone could have a debate of hours.
It's almost like a filibuster in Congress where they just talk about nothing for hours and hours just so they can not have a discussion about what they're actually there for.
Now, do you have an example of maybe an unjust law by you that this has been written about?
Not really. Just in general, there's a lot of laws that I don't agree with. There are a lot of laws that I think are stupid and outdated, and they're just laws in general I'm not a fan of. But anyway, that's beside the point. I'm curious to find out. Because everybody's different. Everybody has their own way of life. Everybody has their own walk of faith. Everything is different for every single person. I have a personal relationship with God. That's a personal relationship. I can't base that off of your relationship with God. I'd have to do that with mine. Everybody's different. Everybody is totally different and unique. There are generalities that we do, but how do you define, first of all, morality, and second of all, is it immoral to disobey a law? Is it wrong to do that?
Now, what throws in this? Now, we just celebrated Veterans Day. Okay, half my family is veterans and stuff. Okay, now they always talked about that if they were given an order, they didn't have to follow an order if it was unjust or unlawful.
Right. Yep.
So in the military is a great example where there's a hierarchy, and if someone has a higher rank, you follow that order no matter what.
Yeah.
You say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, to the ends of the earth. That's the whole point of it.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you're a military guy, where you're going to listen to your lieutenant to say, we're going to take that, or for whatever reason, you got to think that's got to be just as hard as what we're talking about.
Well, I think too, we've got some comments on this on our Facebook page, and if you're not on our Facebook page, go Know Nothing Show. You can find us on Twitter as well. You can comment on this, but a friend of mine is on there right now, and they're asking, is prohibition one of those laws that was you may not have believed it and you may not have agreed with it, so did you disobey with it because you didn't find that to be a just law? And a lot of people did that. A lot of people would still go out and make their own alcohol, make their own spirits, if you will. I've never once, by the way, seen a spirit when I have been intoxicated with the juice. So I'm not really sure what that means. But anyway,
I don't think you're really talking about like a prohibition or something. You're talking about something that's really unjust.
well, yeah, I mean, but again, now we have to define what is unjust. And to you, unjust could be different completely from what I think is unjust.
Okay.
And it could be our walk of life. It could be the color of our skin. It could be the twinkle in our eye. Whatever it is, something is causing us to think that this particular situation, law, or position is unjust. And now we have to figure out if it's morally right or wrong to obey or disobey that law. But again, how do you define that?
Sure.
How do you
Does majority rule decide that?
right?
I mean, we are a democracy.
And that's it. The way it sits right now is that our country, we've established that our country comes up with some sort of moral code to go by. And more so, I think these days it's a personal thing for you, because morality, it's kind of few and far between right now in America, it seems. But it's all different kinds of everything put together. So how do you define what is moral and what is immoral? Where is your morality compass? Where is it pointing to? What happens? Is it a religious view? Is it just a general personal view? Was it instilled with by your parents?
Yep.
You can't define it. I have yet to find something that will well define that question. I mean, I've only had it for a week, but
Which is the ongoing discussion. Is it birth or is it environment?
Right.
That determines a lot of things.
Yep.
Would environment change your morality? Would it change your viewpoint? Would it change your religion? Or are you born with it, with those beliefs? Now, one of our listeners brings up how someone can break into your house, but you can be sued if you hurt that person and break into your house. I don't know what country you live in.
Right.
But under the amendment, you break into my house, I can shoot you dead.
you can die right where you stand.
Okay.
And if you break into my house,
That's the whole point of us being able to be armed. That was the whole point of that, is if you break in, if you step on my property, I have the right to shoot you dead.
and if you do break into my house and I am present for that situation, I will not go to your funeral. I will not. I will not do that. All right.
Although I will post it up on Twitter.
I will Instagram live it for sure. And I'll do like hashtag RIP. That's all I'll do.
Yeah, we're going down a slippery slope for morality.
Right.
And just and unjust. And wow, that is a loaded question.
I mean, and I don't know. That's the thing. By the way, I'm in here. Can I just side note real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel bad because I have not eaten on the show in like probably 2 months. And that was kind of it's like the red cup, right? It's one of those things where, I don't know, you got to have it. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, I am eating a delicious white chocolate cookie. And I'm going to tell you this. I wish that you could taste this cookie because it is heavenly, or wherever it is that you believe you go, you die. If you're an atheist, I don't know what to tell you other than this is really delicious. That's all I got. I don't know.
Well, thanks for not sending me any, you bastard.
I did. The only problem was
moist.
I guess for some reason there was a wrong address and they got sent back to me, and I did not feel I had to eat them all.
But is it at least soft, or is it got a crunch to it?
Okay, you looking at the camera? Watch this. Watch.
Look at that. Oh, it's soft. It's moist. Just like we are. What? Did I just? I did. Wow, you could be a cookie model.
I am.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah. There you go. Anyway. So,
but even if we tie in everything that we talked about, the morality and stuff that you're talking about, that ties us all the way back to Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
It does. I think it does. I mean, his view on morality is going to be most likely completely different than our view on morality.
Yeah. So,
and I don't know if you guys know this or not, but he is human, and that's how that works.
Wow. It's deep.
It's weird.
That's really, really deep.
Yeah.
And then talking about all that, we've got Jerry Jones fighting with Goodell, which is like the funniest thing ever.
But that's not new. I mean, he's always been kind of against he's kind of been against him for a while now.
Yeah, but he just supported him 8 months ago and said, "Yeah, let's sign him."
Yeah, but
you're a Cowboy fan, so back up, Jackson.
Listen here, lady. I'm kind of sick of your crap.
You just want the Zeke back with his six games, which he should have just embraced and moved on.
I want a lot of our team back. They're all injured or suspended or something. But anyway,
we need somebody new and all that. And I think even the commentary about the NFL, that's supposed to be a game for me to get entertainment. I'm not tuning in for the politics of all of it.
They're tuning in to get away from the politics.
Yeah.
I mean, that there's no to me, there's no room inside of sports or any type of entertainment for politics at all. If you want to do that outside and use your voice outside, whether you're on an interview or whatever, but while you're doing your job as an entertainer, shut your mouth and just simply do your job. I couldn't care less if you want to go out and tweet about it later on, if you want to go do this or do that. But if you're on screen and you're entertaining me, or on the radio and you're entertaining me, shut up. Now, we are different. I'm just saying this. We're different. We can do whatever we want because we're above the law. But if I'm watching you, I expect to get my money's worth.
Right.
Okay. Saying.
Like, could you imagine going to what's one of the biggest bands in the world in metal?
In metal? Lamb of God.
Okay. So could you imagine going to one of those shows and all of a sudden they start talking about politics in the middle of the show? Come on, excuse me. We're going to take 5 minutes here and talk about politics for a few minutes.
Can you imagine how quickly those ratings would plummet?
Yeah.
Man.
Or before we start our concert, we're all going to stand for the anthem.
Right.
I mean, the anger that would come out over that, because I just shelled out all this money. I want to be entertained. I want to hear all you blowhards. Much like, although you're a Cowboy fan, the last person I want to see in every interview is Jerry Jones. I go click right away. Just like if I see anything on ESPN or Fox and they start talking about fantasy football, click. That's not real football. I don't want to hear anything.
Yeah, that's funny because that's what I do every time I see you on the internet when you're in a video or something. I'm just like, hide, unfollow.
That's right. Mute. Can we mute this bastard?
I don't want to delete him as a friend. I just never want to hear from him ever.
Right. That's how 80% of the people on Facebook I'm with. I'm just like, we could be friends. I just never want to see your feed.
I still need the numbers, but I don't want to hear from you or know that you exist.
That's right, because when people look at our show, they're like, oh, well, how many followers do you have? Like, really? You know, let's talk about Kim Kardashian's 90% are fake, okay?
Man,
we don't have that.
That's a pretty generous. I mean, I would say probably more than that, but whatever.
I don't get it. I don't get a lot of it. And again, Colin, write to us. I just want to have a conversation. Sit there on and just kind of talk, man. It doesn't even have to be on air. I just want to hear from everybody.
Yeah.
I want to hear from Blake Shelton and go, are you effing kidding me?
Okay. I think he was surprised. I think he was like, I didn't even know I was nominated. What? Too busy writing about my dog and my truck and my divorce.
Girl, it's my new girl.
Yeah.
Okay, someone put up there, a large amount of artists are into politics. Yes, but they don't do it at the show.
Generally.
Okay? It's not where you do it, or if you're going to go in and you can expect, okay, like Live Aid, okay, this is what we're talking about. Okay, you get that part. But don't tell me Live Aid is using that specifically. 1985, that's not... 90% of the people going in there went for the show. They didn't go because we're saving people in Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not what they went for.
Right.
They went, oh my God, I get to have 24 hours of bad music. Cool. I'm there.
Yeah. Yep. Well, man, I don't know. There's a lot of things to talk about. And I think that's why we created this show, is because there's too many conversations we're going unrecorded.
Yeah.
And I, for one, will not stand for that, which is probably
right.
why I'm sitting behind a microphone. Right.
As we're recording it.
As we're recording it.
We're going like, can we take out that section? The Nixon tapes. Wait a second. I was listening to the Know Nothing show last week, and there was 43 minutes of dead silence.
Right. You could only air 5 minutes of the show.
That's right.
Yeah, that's all we could get by with.
There was a whole lot of ands and ors and buts.
Yeah.
But damn, that was a good show.
That's right. We printed out the script, and there were only 5 words visible. All the rest of them were sharpied out. It was weird.
That's right. Think of the intern that had to go over. You could see them reaching out to the Facebook Live and like putting a black square over our eyes, right? Up on the screen. We're going, you're a dumbass, right? It's working, man. It's working.
You're not right.
They'll never know it's you. We are at the top of the hour. That means we get to go to hour 2. So stay tuned. Hour 2, 2 scoops of radio. Coming up, you are listening to the Know Nothing Show.
Get ready for the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hour 2 of the Know Nothing Show. Steve and Eric, 2 delicious scoops of radio. We've talked about a lot of stuff in the first hour. It may drip into the second hour. It might. We just don't know. There is so much more going on in the world, and we are too legit. We're here. We're here to talk about all of it, and I do mean freaking all of it. Are you okay, Eric? Are you ready for hour 2? Have you taken a nap? Are you okay?
Well, I actually, my chair is actually equipped with a toilet in it, and I went ahead and got relieved. It seems to be working fine. Everything came out just great, and I think I'm ready for hour 2.
I hope everybody else is ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Because our first subject obviously has to be one of the childhood superstars. Child superstars. Right.
Both maybe.
Wasn't she a Disney kid?
I think so. Yeah.
So bring us aboard, man. Take us into hour 2, my friend.
Well, so here's the thing. There's a little bit more drama in the celebrity world. Again, still continuing. I don't know how to say that anymore. This is what's happening. By somebody unexpected. Well, maybe. Demi Moore was there's a photo of her that has surfaced recently within the past couple weeks or so that shows her as a 17-year-old kissing a 15-year-old boy. I don't, I guess, see the problem with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure where you're going. Okay. So you're teenagers. Okay.
So she's 17. He's 15. Now there is a video. They're clearly kind of not making out, but making something. Now this is all in the wake of you got Clooney, you've got Weinstein, all these people that have been accused of sexual assault, and all of a sudden this one flies up.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, okay. So I'm kind of seeing where whoever this is going with this. I don't quite understand it, because I'm going to tell you this, guys. As a 15-year-old boy, if a 17-year-old hot chick came up to me and started making out with me, I'm not going to stop, and I'm not going to hate it. Okay. I'm going to probably love it for the rest of my life. It was probably the best night of his entire life, and he was enjoying it.
Now we take it back to our times. We'd be pulling out a Polaroid Instamatic of some sort.
That's right. It would be good time. Now this was on. There is a video, and this was on.
Okay.
This was back in maybe 80, something like that. I think.
80.
19.
It can't be 1980 because she's 25, 26.
Maybe.
How old is she?
4.
Okay. So where was this posted? Like TMZ or somewhere?
Now, this was posted on viralthread.com, where I first saw it.
So we are now have to worry about is that any type of harassment for two teenagers? She's 17 because she's considered of age. Is that what the article is about?
Yeah, sorry. She was 19 and kissing a 15-year-old, not 17.
Oh, okay. Oh, whoa. Okay.
That's different. Now, I'm saying this from experience. I've made out with a 19-year-old girl when I was 15. That happened.
It was a girl.
That was, trust me, I'm sure. So I guess
See, that's good for us as guys.
Right. But if it was flipped around and if it was a 19-year-old dude, he'd be in prison for life.
Yes, because you would think he could find a girl 17 to 21 somewhere in there. Right. But a 19-year-old hanging out, because let's face it, it's just like my days in college. The second I got to college, there was no way I was going to date anybody in high school. Are you kidding me? I'm in college.
Right.
And then we've got these 24-year-old attractive teachers going after 15, 16-year-old guys, because the guys are not going to tell anybody.
No. Somebody will, apparently.
Turn them in or whatever. And right there, you're looking at women in their 20s doing that. You're like, are you mentally ill? I mean, first of all, you're an attractive lady. You don't like somebody your age that could actually have a conversation with you? See how this all works? It's all about the damn conversation.
That's right.
So does her, the guy's parents now sue her because of the potential stress because he couldn't date after her?
Well, yeah. I mean,
that brings up now your morality question. Think about it.
Yep.
Okay. Now, as a new parent, okay, you're like going, when you were that age, you're going to rock on. Let's change it now. Jump up 15 years. Okay. Me as a parent with a daughter in that age range, no, that would not be good. I would not be happy with that.
Right.
So Steve at 15, remember that show James at 15? Anybody? Okay, before your time. So morality goes, no, dude, rock on. Right on. Can I get a picture of it?
Right.
Versus Steve at 19 looking at a 15-year-old going, not cool. Steve is a parent of a 15-year-old or 19 area. Way not cool. Thank God I can carry weapons.
Yeah.
So what's been the response out there about Demi Moore?
I mean, I haven't. It's been the typical, but I haven't really seen a lot of it. I mean, this is the only thing I've seen so far that's been in the news. It's not really something that I don't know. I mean, it's to me, it doesn't seem like it's that.
Demi Moore was a soap opera star, a general hospital in the 80s.
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm starting to remember who she was at that time because I was confused by the age. It's a 1980, and I was trying to place her. Going, okay, maybe it was the 90s, but no, it was the 80s.
It was the 80s, yeah. Yep. 82.
During the glory years of Dance Club 54. So, and if you think at that time, think of the morality back then.
Yeah.
Free sex, the whole works before AIDS hit.
Yep. And not to mention, this is still Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's still Hollywood. So, you gotta think of all of the stuff that's happening right now in Hollywood has been happening for quite some time. It's just now it's coming to light.
Right. Right. If you think of that, everyone that's bringing it up, that all happened. A lot of it happened in the 80s and early 90s.
Yep.
I mean, Corey's still fighting for his 10 million. He named someone else. Okay. I still don't understand why he needs 10 million for protection. You already set it out. So who's going to come get you?
Right. Right. And who are you buying that's $10 million? And where do I sign up?
Yeah. And why do you need to make a film?
Yeah. Just tell us.
Can't you do, I don't know, an Instagram video?
just listen, go get Kaepernick. You guys talk amongst yourselves for a little bit, and then you come on our show and we'll get everything out in the open and we'll have a nice discussion. How about that?
Right. I like that. Because I'd be looking at Corey and go, okay, dude, how much did you spend on the Botox and the nose job?
Yeah.
Okay.
And why was that not funded to us? Yeah. By the way, I just posted the video on of Demi Moore on our Facebook page at Know Nothing Show, and you can go over there and check it out if you'd like.
She was pretty smoking back then. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, she had quite a lot, nips and tucks along the way.
Yeah.
It was. I think it was General Hospital. She played like some type of writer or some sort. She had that raspy voice.
Yep.
I met her on the set of Ghost.
Ooh.
Just by chance, I happen to know the writer. He was a teacher of mine at one point. And I got my way onto Warner Brothers, the Warner Brothers set and stuff. But that's for another story. So
name dropper.
So she was very sweet. Whoopi Goldberg was really standoffish, and Swayze's head was huge. He looked like a lollipop. So that was the weirdest thing. So
how many licks?
Look, that's harassment now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm planning on getting a lawsuit against me with the way I talk, with the way I carry about myself, because I don't have a filter. I just say whatever I feel, and if you don't like it, I guess
with that Demi Moore video. Do they name? Was it an actor or some sort? Is it an existing actor now?
No, I don't. If they do, they're very not popular.
Let's face it. Right now, actors are coming out of the woodwork for all of this stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that a lot of these actors and actresses that you see coming out right now are, most of them, if not in the industry right now, they are C or D list, and they are wanting to me. And I'm not trying to demean what's actually happening because it is actually happening. But I feel like they're just trying to get their 15 minutes, and that is a horrible. Well, I mean, you're in Hollywood. I guess that's normal for Hollywood, but that's as a person, that is a horrible thing to do. Horrible.
And they are actors. So you could then say, I'm going to play a role because there's no way to prove any of this right or wrong.
Right.
Now you're making a moral decision. Do I need fame, or did this really happen? Now, a lot of the women that came out, I think if you look into their eyes, they look like they're telling the truth. Okay.
Right.
Kevin Spacey, clearly, he said, yep, I did it. I'm going into therapy. Yes, you fired me from Netflix. Oh, by the by, I'm going to sue you because you can't fire me from Netflix. Right. I have a contract. Right. You must pay off the rest of the contract.
So either way, he gets paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the resurrection of Mel Gibson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. He is now a golden boy again. How is that possible?
Right. Right.
With anti-Semitic outbursts, alcoholism, all of that. Now he grows a beard and he's in a new movie and people think he's great. It's like, let him direct again. Great. Only in Hollywood, only in America does that happen.
America.
And I'm sure, I suspect that would happen to Kevin Spacey too.
Well, and again, it's going to be something that is here for now, just like every other thing that you've heard of in the last 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever it's been. It happens for about 3 to 6 months. It goes away. Something else major comes up. 3 to 6 months. It goes away. Meanwhile, what's actually happening behind the scenes here? What is this distraction really for? Like, what's really going on behind this hand is doing something, and then this hand is actually doing something more sinister. And
we want to see both hands. Okay. People want to see those. Now, obviously, what has caused a lot of this? The social media. So now we're on a 24-hour news cycle.
Ugh.
Okay, we're always looking for something else, are we not?
Yep.
To fill the airways.
Yep.
versus years ago where you'd have these big exposés and 60 Minutes would talk about something for a month.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, what's next? It doesn't have to be truthful where, the old, in my journalism courses, you had to have 3 sources before you publish. Now it's like, I need like 3 words that sound truthful.
Yeah.
Let's put it out there because I can always retract it.
We need really good clickbait. And for those of you that don't know what clickbait is, you probably click on a ton of crap throughout your day, throughout your Facebook adventures. Whatever that topic is that you're seeing, whatever that status is that you're seeing, you're like, oh, that sounds interesting. Click.
Yep.
Well, they did that on purpose. That's called clickbait. And it's to make you click so that they get paid by advertisers. That's how that works.
Kind of like you and I. We're clickbait,
We are some sort of bait, for sure.
We're just chumming the video world.
That's right. That's right.
People don't know what's going on down there. I'm just saying.
But I'll tell you this. For $49.95 a month, you may be able to.
You can find out.
You
Go
may
to
not-
theDoorShow.com. $49.95.
You may not enjoy it, but you can find out.
So you can do it in slow motion.
So Philip Tanzini is who the boy, the 15-year-old boy was at the time. I don't have any idea or care who that is, actually.
But it'd be interesting. Did he have a career at all?
I don't.
Did he make it? If you think of the amount of kids in 80s movies, like Corey Feldman,
Right.
got chewed up and spit out
Right.
from 1980 to 1995.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think of all those guys that are a mess. What about that kid that was in Terminator 2? They thought was going to be a superstar.
Right.
Kids, all cracked out and heroin. And then you had like River Phoenix, who was going to be a superstar.
I mean, he was legit on his way. He had a lot of good things going for him. Yep.
Yeah. Hanging out at the Viper Room. How many young actors, died inside or outside the Viper Room?
Yeah.
It's like Johnny Depp. You own that, dude.
Right.
How many does it take?
It's kind of like a hospice for rock stars and movie goers, movie stars, really.
And that was a tough place to get into. I mean, I got in pretty easily because I always knew somebody. But
Sure. Well, you got in easily, but for those normal folk, it's pretty tough to get into.
hey, let me tell you how I got into a lot of those. I was the king of recognizing someone and just walking up like I had known them for years.
I thought you were going to go in a different direction. This is much better.
Well, we are on tape. So,
Oh, well, that's true. Yeah.
Sean Penn was one of those where he was like looking at me like he recognized me. And I came up with some freaking story. And then next thing we know, we're in the Viper Room.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, God, you're paying for this stuff, right? $25 for a vodka tonic? Dude, I hope you're running a tab.
Yeah. Could you at least hold the ice? That'd be great. Thank you.
And I'm not the bartender. Although, yeah, you can go back to make your own.
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't been in a Viper Room in a while. I wonder if it still looks the same. Because I know I went back to the whiskey and it looked completely different.
It's
right?
changed. Yeah, it's changed. I don't know for the better. I don't know about that.
Yeah. It's for the new kids, the things that they want. And I don't get it. You go to the whiskey and you're like, okay, it's going to be a dump and all that. Yeah. It's crowded. The whole works. It's not like that now. It's like, oh, look, these are plush chairs now. What? It's like going to a baseball game at Dodger Stadium. Oh, I can get sushi. Someone kick me in the head.
Right.
I want a horrible Dodger dog. That's what
Horrible.
I want.
That's right.
Those were bad. Those were really bad dogs, but it was a Dodger dog.
Going in and coming out, by the way.
$12 of don't worry, it's a 5-hour game. You'll push it out by the end.
You'll get it out. Yeah. That's why I always wore diapers to those games. I didn't have to worry about it.
You have to. So one of the other things that we were talking about, now that it's the holiday season, right? I do not like that stores are going to be open Thanksgiving Day. I don't like that. They're already promoting, was it Black Friday prices on the 1st of November?
like the day after Halloween. Yeah.
Don't get that. And you could show up at Walmart at midnight Thanksgiving night to get maybe one TV that's priced like crap, and it's all the same TVs. Okay, you can get that price anywhere.
Right.
And yet people will be out there. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you had a comment about retail. Before we came on, and what were you talking about retail?
Well, the thing is about retail is I think everybody, before they graduate from high school, everybody needs to work a retail job for 6 months, and that includes Christmas, New Year's, and Black freaking Friday. All of those, all in one. You will understand how horrible the human race can be, how massively horrible. I worked retail my entire life. That's just what I do. Customer service, retail, whatever it was. If you have never worked retail in your entire life, you have no idea. You have no freaking clue how mean people can be. And me being me, I was jumping from job to job because I would tell people, well, you can suck it. And that apparently didn't go over well in those establishments. So I just bounced around from store to store in the mall, and eventually I got fired from most of them. But it is horrible. So I think everybody should work retail at least 6 months during those holidays once in their life.
Yeah, but our millennial kids of millennials or whatever, they're not into that. They can't even find people to work retail.
Well, and retail is actually a dying breed. You go to these malls and they're kind of dead, but Amazon's got you taken over, and all these online stores, that's where everybody's going. Like, I haven't left my house in probably 3 months.
Yeah.
I just get all my stuff online. I love it.
Seems better. They'll wrap it for you. Hey, what do you got in the box? I don't know. I have no idea. I think I bought this from my mom. I can't be sure.
Yeah. But Amazon delivered it in 2 hours, so I don't know.
And it came via drone.
Yeah. They just came right in.
Weirder than anything else.
The drone used the Amazon key to open my door, flew into my house, dropped it off, and then left.
Right there. I'll have a shotgun right there. Some dude, skinny ass dude comes in.
Didn't even buy me a drink.
Down you go. Now, what did you learn from your retail days? Did you learn anything about yourself?
I hate people. I hate them. Hate is a strong word. But people, I don't like them. I just don't like them. I have great customer service skills. They're diminishing because people are stupid. But I have great customer service skills. I would rather not use them because I kind of like being a dick. It serves me well. It's done well for me in the past. It's got me out of a lot of weird situations. I like it. I embrace it. It is what I am. But no, I think that's what it is people. The things that I've learned is that there are a lot of crappy companies out there that will pay you dirt to work your butt off and expect you to work at all hours, just as much as they possibly can. They'll give you no benefits. They'll give you no perks of working there other than you get a paycheck, which, by the way, not a perk. Not a perk. That's required by law. That is not a perk. A perk is something you get just by showing up, just by being associated. A paycheck is never a perk.
And now people are living on that minimum wage, like McDonald's everywhere else. So those are full-time jobs at $10 now. So how do you feed a family?
Well, and that's the thing too. Is in LA when I was living there, it was like $10 an hour, which the equivalent to where we're at in the Midwest would be more like $6.50, $7 an hour.
Yeah,
you can't do that. You can't live on that, no matter who you are, even if you're single. I mean, you have to live with like 13 other people in order to make that work.
I know when my kids came home with retail, all they did was bitch.
Yep.
Like, oh my God, I can't believe, how do you stand for 8 hours? What?
The same way we sit for 8 hours.
They're like, all I did was fold sweaters all day long. Like, so you got paid $10 an hour to fold sweaters. Oh, that's right. You don't fold your own freaking clothes.
You got paid to do crap you won't do at home? Cool. Nice.
But yeah, I'd agree. I also think, here's my one little political thing I'm going to throw into that.
Oh, here we go.
Is unemployment. A lot of people get laid off and stuff like that, right?
Yep.
I think the best way for that is everyone likes to feel that they're getting paid to do something. There was one time that I was on unemployment, and it was the hardest thing on the planet for me to take that check because I didn't think I earned it.
Yep.
I'm like, I want to do something.
Yep.
So why not for unemployment? And people are like, going, oh, you're just taking free money, all that. Why not give them a government job and say, tell you what, you're going to get your $400. I'm just using that because I can't think of anything else. But for that, you're going to come in, and for 10 hours each week, you're going to do a government job, whatever it is.
Right.
So like here in Illinois, we have no money. But if we could turn that into free wages, or you're getting that money out of that because you're putting it into your unemployment and stuff, I think people would feel a little bit better, whatever it is. And if you're a technical guy, okay, so you got laid off, so I'm going to need, could you set up a WAN network for us for your 10 hour?
Right.
I think you'd feel better. I think we'd all feel a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, and I think too that some of the job market has never, the corporate job market has never been really stable ever. There's a lot of things, but I'll tell you this: the blue collar jobs generally, I know there's been a lot of like car situations, car companies going out of business and things like that. But generally speaking, the blue collar industry, the trades, the factory jobs have been fairly consistent and more paying by far. Now, a little bit longer hours, but I've worked these jobs, and I'm a better man for it. I've worked corporate jobs. I've worked blue collar jobs. I would rather work a blue collar job any day of the week.
Yeah. Well, that's because you like the porta potty.
That's not the point. I do enjoy the blue water, but that is not the point.
And with that in mind, we need to take our first break in hour 2. Stay tuned for more. Steve, Eric, it is the Know Nothing Show. More of the Know Nothing Show. We are 90 minutes in already in our 2 hours. People are like, oh, what? It's gone fast, hasn't it? It has, because we have a lot to say. We are like 2 lumps of sugar. Well, that explains enough. The 2 lumps that we really are. So.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into that in the after hours show. By the way, I don't know if some of you know this or not, but after the show, we still go on Facebook Live, and we do about 15 or 20 minutes worth of just whatever you guys want to do. So if you want to hang out, come join us. We'll be
So if you got something more to say that we didn't comment on, there's the time to do that. So
because it's kind of hard for us to do the show and talk to you at the same time. We try to do it, but it's kind of hard. So we want to focus on you. We want to be who you really want us to be.
Now, we were talking about the time of the year, maybe donate time. We're talking about Colin Kaepernick. We're talking about all these people that they're doing charity work, right? It's important, especially this time of the year. So I came across an article where the state of California, I believe it was the state of California, was stopping a church from feeding the homeless because it was, the city was saying that it was bringing too much riffraff to town.
So let me get this straight. So people are mad because the homeless are being fed, but what are the homeless doing? Just coming into town and getting food, or are they looting the place and killing people and raping people? What's happening? What's going on?
I don't know. I guess there's too many people hanging out getting food and shelter.
It's like a know nothing show. It's weird. I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Shame on the churches for doing that.
Yeah.
For doing what's morally right for churches.
Brings us all back to that question. Yeah.
Word again. Because I always thought that's what churches were for. To help the needy.
Yeah. And that's actually a pretty common thing amongst all the religions, whether it's a church, a mosque, whatever it is, it's there's always something about helping each other, about helping the needy, helping the poor. Always, no matter what religion you're in, there's always something saying, well, you should not be a dick. It's the bottom line.
And if you noticed, it's the people with the most money are the most unhappy.
Yeah.
You know that? They bitch more about stuff than anybody. Like they deserve it all.
And let me just say this. Steve and I both are incredibly happy people.
That's right.
That
Because we're incredibly poor. Okay. That's the way it is. Because, as I posted up there about bread, I posted a meme up there about bread. It's also a hamburger bun. It's also garlic toast. It's everything possible, that one slice of bread. And that's how we all grew up. Now you've got like 18 different kinds of bread for every situation. I got a pita bread. I've got this. I've got a gluten one. Or I got this and that. It's like, what is wrong with all of us?
Right.
But hey,
what happened? What happened?
We are such a needy society. Maybe that's what it is.
I'm probably going to get yelled at for this, but that's the story of my life. I feel like America's growing up to just be one big pussy. That's all I think these days. Is it's just really, I mean, I don't want to say back in my day, but I mean, this is,
we've been accused of that for how many decades?
Yeah, but it's becoming it's a hashtag now. So, it's a problem if it's a hashtag.
So you're saying it's hashtag American pussies?
Yeah. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I made that one. Mm-hmm.
That's cool, I guess.
Yeah. It's another side.
Whiners. We do a lot of whining.
Yeah.
We want it all, and we want it given to us.
Now.
Want to spend $1 and win $100 million instead of actually working for it.
Right. Silver platters, gold spoons, silver spoons, the whole works, the whole kit and caboodle.
Now, have you seen the lines outside the door for the new iPhone?
I have. That's one thing I don't understand. Anything like pre-order, line up and get it, spend the night here and be the first one to get it in the morning. Never understood that. I don't know. Maybe it's because I like my bed and I like being warm or cold, depending on what season it is. Or maybe, just maybe, it's because I don't care. Don't care. I'll get it later. They'll have more in stock. I don't need the first one. I'll wait till they work out all of the issues with that particular situation. Then I'll come back and then I'll get it if I want it.
Both companies have been very smart. Yeah. When they came out with the payment program and just say, no, we'll just put the $40 on your monthly. You're good.
No problem.
You can get the latest phone and you're good. You don't have to sign 2 years anymore. It's going to take you 2 years to pay off the phone, but you don't have to sign up for 2 years.
That's right. And if you don't pay it off, you're sued. You'll lose a lot of money
But you can upgrade that phone. You just have to pay the extra payments.
Yep. Well, now you have to get to a certain point in the contract in the owning the phone before you can actually you have to own it for like 6 months or something before you can trade up. Yeah. But still, I mean, I don't think you can buy a smartphone now without having that type of situation involved in it. It's like, I just give me the freaking, I'm not going to pay $1,000 for a stupid phone. Can we go back to flip phones where I can go to Walmart and buy 10 of them for $15?
Now, here's some little deep dive that I have about the $1,000. Okay. I have a feeling Apple, with the new CEO, went and thought, okay, most of the people around the world are stupid. So why don't we just put it at $1,000? Okay. Because we can't make enough of them.
Right.
So let's make it high so then people won't buy as many. In theory.
Well, there's another theory too, that if we charge the same vein that you're going on, except they want demand. So the iPhone has made a name for themselves, which is fine. Apple's done all the same. The Apple owns iPhone, whatever. It's all the same thing. It's much like Samsung or whatever the main people have made them their names for themselves. Now they're creating a buzz. Now they're saying, well, this is an elite phone, even though 2 minutes later they came out with 3 other phones. This is the best one. The X is the best one. Mm-hmm. So now they're creating that buzz. Now they're saying, well, if you don't have this one, you are completely out of the loop. And quite frankly, I love you, Apple, but I don't care about your loop. And by loop, I mean their new facility. It's in a loop. It's a circle. It's a very, very large circle. You're going to see like after Christmas, after this whole buzz goes down, they're going to drop to $600 or $700 like they were before. They're just getting the main market right now.
See, what I think is they're not. Now that they got to 4 digits, okay, they never have to move from that price point now. So the next one coming is going to be $1,200 and $1,500. That's where they're heading.
I don't think they can do it.
Because look, the millennials, and that means you are okay with payments.
I'm not okay with payments. That doesn't mean me.
I'm just telling you, most of them are just like out the door were millennials that just couldn't wait to get their 10. And I looked going, as I walked by, I'm like, oh, well, what iPhone do you have now? Well, I've got a 7. It's like, what? When did you get that? Well, I got it last year. What?
Last year? Okay.
What are you thinking? Well, I've got the money. I could just put it on credit.
Right. Oh, that's a whole other issue for me right now. Holy cow.
Okay, so we're a credit card world. We're a credit card society. Okay, I don't carry cash. I haven't carried cash in years. So everything is done in plastic for me, and that's where we're at.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Well, I don't have I have a credit card, but I don't ever use it. I've been through bankruptcy. I've been through all that stuff, and I've done all that. I've done that. That's something that sucks. It's horrible. I don't wish that on anyone. But you learn things. Well, I say that loosely. As you grow up, you're supposed to learn things. Hopefully you do.
Yeah.
But that's not something they teach in high school, in college, and anything. It's not unless you take a specific finance class and that's your major. That's whatever you're doing. It's included in your major. They don't teach you money management. I never learned money management ever. Never taught me in school. Never knew about it.
The basics of high school is a checkbook, how to balance a checkbook.
If that's what I have to do when I graduate, why don't you teach me that? How about that? How about you teach me how to
take the Constitution test, balance a checkbook?
But the thing is, though, colleges are banking on you not knowing anything because they're going to load you up with a whole bunch of stuff and they're going to give you $300,000 in debt that you'll never ever pay off. That's how they stay in business, is they keep getting paid. And I'm gonna tell you this: degrees these days don't really mean what they used to mean. I mean, degrees are just something. I know several friends that have graduated from college recently, but also 5 years ago, who are in crappy jobs because that's what was available at the time.
Yep.
Their degree is worthless at McDonald's. It does not matter. Even in management, that degree is worthless.
Well, I think most will go into college with no direction. So you go in and you get a liberal arts degree because you don't know anything, instead of saying in high school, if we give certainly us behind in math and science, we're not preparing the next society to say, you know what, we know you're going to get a job at 16, or at least that's what we think most of you are. So if we talk about the finances so you understand what it is and how to balance the checkbook versus the teacher strike that is going on here in Chicago. Okay.
Right.
Going, you know what? We have to work 7 months a year. Okay. And if they get to tenure, okay, in California specific, okay, I have a family member who was a teacher and got to tenure and all that. His retirement is $125,000 a year to the day he dies. Okay.
Wow.
I'm like, holy crap. I wish I would have known that.
Yeah. Okay,
so now to be a teacher, you have to go 2 years into the inner city. Okay, I could deal with that. All right. But now the teachers union is very powerful around the country. A lot of teachers suck, because I had a lot of teachers that really sucked and didn't have a clue. I had even more in college because they didn't care. And in college, you're a professor. You have to be writing. You have to give reasons why you're there. Yeah. You have to publish. You have to do things of all that kind of stuff, which they didn't care about me. High school didn't care about me. I understood that.
Right.
Most kids didn't. Where I saw my brother struggled because he didn't get the finance part of it. He didn't get part of that. So he is the one brother that has worked his ass off, but he is ready. If Armageddon happened, okay, he would survive where his twin brother would not.
Right.
Twin would be like, does that mean I can't use a hairdryer? You know, Where my other brother would be like, man, we could put up a tent. He's got guns. He's got all that stuff. He'd be like, dude,
Right.
I know where we go if something happened like that. He's like, I got the little city in Mexico that we're going to. I got that all worked out.
Right.
My other brother would be like, can we get on a plane somewhere and get first class? No, they bombed the airfield. How are we going to get around? That would be the other brother. So
Right. Well,
we're not
I
remembering that. We just aren't.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true.
Like if you took out here's a great thing that since we live in and breathe technology,
Mm-hmm.
if you took out our energy grid, any part of the country, okay, you took out, let's say, the stock market in New York, which is what the attack on the towers was all about, taking out the stock market.
Right.
Okay. You just lose, let's say you lose power up and down the coast.
Mm-hmm.
We'd flip out.
Yep.
If we couldn't buy and sell stock. Think of where you are in Nashville. Turn off the power for 3 days. Okay. We had Florida that didn't have power. We have Houston that wasn't up. They survived. But you move up into the Midwest and places like that. Let's say when Los Angeles had the big earthquakes that I lived through, we didn't lose the power. We lost the freeways.
Right.
And we needed technology because people are like going, wait a second. So I'm going to have to drive an hour to get around this freeway? I'm not doing that. Guess what? The explosion of remote working happened.
Right.
So innovation is there. But if you take that out, like think of your house when you don't have internet at home. Are you flipping out? Yes, you are.
I have to, seeing as that's how I make money. Yeah, I'm pretty vivid in my conversations with whoever's fault that is.
I mean, think about when you and I have technical problems
on
this show, the screaming that goes on, right?
It is a little weird. Yeah.
And the quake in '94, I was there for that. Okay, took out half my house, took out half of Redondo Beach where I was.
Well, and I've been through floods. There was floods of '93 in Iowa in the Midwest where I'm from, and we had to have the National Guard come in with one of those water bubbles. They fill up the water every couple of weeks, and you got to go and you only get a certain amount. You can't take showers, you can't take baths, you have to flush the toilet very scarcely. And that's pretty much the only thing that you can use the water on. Electricity was minimal at best. It took him probably a couple months to get back on your feet. Everything was fine, but you had to live about probably 100 years earlier than what you were in currently.
Yeah. And here go ahead.
And that's just how it is. That's how you got to deal with what's given to you. Yeah. And all of these people that are whining right now. Right. Shut up.
Right.
Shut your mouth.
All the whining and gets us back, even the oppression and all that kind of stuff. When something happens and you lose it all, okay.
Yep.
Like when Houston was flooded and when New Orleans was flooded, that's where you see color doesn't matter. You ever notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Just help somebody, because now it doesn't matter that you're red, white, or blue, or whatever. It doesn't matter. None of it matters.
It doesn't. All you got to do is, it's very simple to have a good life. Just be nice to people and they'll be nice back to you. And if they're not nice, stop hanging out with them. Ignore them. Go away from them.
Smile? Just like, hey, like a good morning. You ever notice a good morning and a thank you, what that does? I eat out a lot during the day. Okay. Because I don't carry my lunch or anything. All it takes is a thank you. They fill up my glass. I say thank you. I get the greatest service on the planet. And I tip like you would not believe. I'm like, thank you for doing that. Plus I have a corporate card. You don't, but I have a corporate card. So I get to, I tip really good. You give me great service, I'm all over that.
Right.
And when in that hour of need, when you're at a homeless shelter or whatever, just to see someone to get fed, just to see that face, you give that toy to some kid who doesn't have anything, that, it all blew up, or in a fire, in a neighborhood, someone's house burns down. Yeah. And, the humanity of it all, that we start giving, why can't we do that? Why does it take a tragedy for us to give?
And that's exactly my argument. Why can't we do this on a regular basis? Why can't we have this as our I mean, we used to be all community. There was a huge community situation. And again, I believe this is my opinion. This does not reflect. No, it does reflect on this show. This is how this is working. A lot of the issues I've said this before in the show today, before 2 weeks ago, communication. All we got to do is sit down and talk about it. No one wants. They want to get on social media. They want to whine about it. That's it. And that's not helping anyone. That's not helping you. That's not helping me. That's not helping the situation. That's not helping the problem. We need to sit down. We need to have an actual adult freaking discussion about this and figure out what the problem is. Simple as that.
If I ever got into politics, I would sit down with the different classes and explain it, even to someone that's fairly rich, that's looking for every shelter that they can, and go, if you could give 1% more, this is what it feeds. Right. This is what it does. You know, you and all your profit, great, good for you. Remember, you can't take the billion with you when you go underneath, because guess what? Everybody that you leave behind, you sucked to them. They're going to fight over every penny.
Yep.
When you're gone, they're going to fight over all of it, because guess what? None of your kids, your grandkids ever want to work.
That's right.
Like there's a restaurant here called Portillo's. Okay. Now it's just got bought for $1.5 billion. Ooh. First of all, it is the most overpriced piece of crap food ever. Okay. But now they're going to roll on with McDonald's. And the reason why the old man sold it is because his kids and his grandkids wanted nothing to do with the business. So he's like, okay, I guess I got to sell it off. So now it's going to be franchised out like McDonald's and stuff. Okay. And if you think of that, dude, it's worth $1.5 billion. Think of the people that you could have just fed.
Yeah.
And the monument you could have built.
Yep. Think
of that. You want to be remembered? Build a freaking, take all that money and build a freaking hospital or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. Something of value, not physical value, not monetary value, something of value to the human race, to people, to just be real, be somebody of character for once.
That's what I like to see Gates do. When you die, because he said he's not giving any of his money to his kids. Great. Donate windows to the rest of the world, because Lord knows one of us will fix it. Okay. Because
Somebody better.
Whew. But someone just fix it.
Right.
And all of that. So with that, I think if we could sit down with our society and say, look, if you can give a little more richer people, what we're calling richer people, even if you think about like the Oprahs in the world, okay, you're worth $1 billion. So what do you do first? You build a school in Ethiopia. Hello, why don't you go back to your backyard and look at all the homeless people up and down in Chicago?
Right.
Why didn't you do something there? The second that she ended her show, she left in a shot.
Can I tell you why she did what she did?
Go ahead.
Tax break. It's a simple tax break. If you do something outside of this country, you get a huge tax break inside this country. It's as simple as that.
Doesn't make any sense at all. It's like, come on. No. And just like if we wanted to stop cheaper garments from Mexico, whatever, I'm one of those that believe in tax the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's force the corporations to do that. You hide money somewhere else, we're gonna find it. Jerry Brown, the governor of California, came up with a plan in the 70s. Flat tax, you're gonna pay 10% or 15%, whatever it is. You can't hide anything. Whatever your number is, your number.
Yep.
He would have balanced the budget back then. When Clinton balanced the budget when he was in office, it was the same thing, and it got blown up because of military and everything else. That's why we keep running around with this.
Yeah. And just to be clear, I think he may have balanced a little bit more than the budget. Just so we're all on the same page. Just saying, I'm just throwing it out there.
That's funny. I like that. All right, so we're almost out of here, but I must give some love out to a morning sports show. It's coming to an end after 18 years. Mike and Mike over on ESPN. I had the pleasure of meeting those guys just once. They're both very nice, but they were really the first ones in corporate radio that actually moved to television. Now you're seeing more morning radio shows on TV. So now it's TV. Mm-hmm. So after an 18-year run, they're actually going to go their separate ways. they didn't ask to break up. The corporation decided to break them up. Why? To make more money.
Yep.
So Greenberg is going to do a morning show from New York, where he's from and he wants to be. So he gets to do his version of AM Good Morning America or whatever it is. And I don't know how well that's going to go. And then Golick can just kind of continue to do his little sports thing. So with that, 18 years. I don't know. We're 2 years into this.
Yeah.
And we've both been seen forking one another, trying to kill one another with forks, knives, spoons. Yeah,
that wasn't an edit. That wasn't an edit. That's forking. We were actually, it's not the other one because that'd be weird. We were actually forking.
It was forks and sports. But
sports.
18 years. I can't imagine working with someone 18 years.
I can't imagine.
To be with someone 18 years, your relationship, that's different. But to be working with someone on a daily basis for 18 years, I would think would be really difficult.
Well, not even someone, just at a job for more than, my mom, she's been at her job for like 30 some years. And I'm like, Mom, that's most of my life.
Yeah.
I've been at this job for most of my life. And I don't do well with that. Like for some reason I get bored after 6 months. 3 to 6 months is about my attention span. And then I'm like, okay, well, what else can I do here? Because I've done pretty much everything that you've required of me. I need some sort of motivation. Oh, well, Eric, we just don't seem to have any motivation. I'm like, okay, cool. Then I'm just going to start leaving because I don't know what else to do. I can't imagine 30 years at the same place. Can't imagine that.
Yep. So the 18 years, just outstanding work for them. I think they're already in the Radio Hall of Fame and things of that sort. So sports would probably be easier. If we were doing sports, we could probably easily do 6 hours a day.
Holy cow.
Really, because all you have to do is just say, hey, a team sucks. And the phone board will light up.
Yeah.
That's probably the easiest job I ever had. I was in Houston and the Oilers sucked. This was before the Texans. The Astros sucked.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys sucked. And it was really easy for me to just get on air and they'd say, you're a Northerner. You damn right. And you guys suck. Right. That's all it took. And I'd be able to fill up 4 hours just answering, going, you suck. And I'd be like, get in your truck. And they're like, we're coming to the station. This is what I was still working here. I had an office down in Corpus Christi, but I was still living here. I'm like, oh, yeah, show up at the station. Yeah, I'm the fat white guy, which was the station manager at the time. So they'd be like, why are there 100 people outside? I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea, but you should probably call security because they look pretty rough.
That was fun. Those were back in the days when you can go by another name. My name back then was Johnny.
Right. Yeah, I think that's
my real name. Come on.
It'd be a little bit different outcome these days, I think.
Yeah.
We could try that.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah. So we should be so lucky to be around 18 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Even 5 years, I think, would be pretty good.
People are surprised we've been around, 18 months, moving up on 2 years. So January.
Yeah, because coming from just having these conversations on a general basis with you and I, to putting a microphone and a camera in front of us, to people actually liking what we're doing, which blows my mind. I'm pretty happy with what's happening right now. It's pretty good.
Yeah. And, with the holiday season and all that, I think this is a great time to reach out to somebody out there and just say thank you to any family members, the military. Again, ties in where we all started. Everything starts with a conversation to some degree.
Yep.
Sit down and be willing to listen to someone else's opinion without interrupting and giving yours.
Yep.
I don't believe we are a society that can do that because we want to make sure that we get our point in.
Well, and we want to please everyone at the same time. And it's like, well, you what? You can't do that. You can't please everyone, but everyone has their own opinion that they want to be a major thing. You can't do that. That's just too many opinions that are all right.
Right. And let's face it, my opinion is more important than your opinion, so I'm going to make sure that you know about my opinion.
Yeah. And that's probably why we created the Know Nothing Show, really.
And the best part of what it is that I do with radio is I love people that have an opinion and you better well be ready to defend it.
Yeah.
Because most people don't know how to defend it. They're like, whoa, 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 whoa. So,
well, that's it. And because they saw a headline, they kind of agreed, or the majority of the people they agreed with, they're now jumping on the bandwagon. Come on.
We are not bandwagoners.
No.
We're more of a stagecoach type guys, So we're the guys that would wear chaps.
Giddy up.
That's right, and get behind. And almost like, what? I didn't mean that. Like
a minute. That's for the after show here in a minute.
Did not mean that. But here we are. We are at the end of our first 2-hour show.
Woo!
It's hard to believe.
Can you guys believe?
Yeah. So wherever you are on this planet, everybody, we want to thank you for taking the time listening to this show. We're very proud of what we do, and we're very proud of all of you for being out there. So,
yep. Without you, it just looked like a couple of crazy people.
Right. Well, it's time for us to get out of here, and stay tuned for more. If you guys kind of hang out, you kind of know how this works. We go after dark. Just turn off the light, everybody. We sound a lot better. And with that, it's time for us to get out of here. It is the Know Nothing Show. Steve Benz, Eric Black, 2 scoops of delicious radio. We'll see you next time.